Welcome to Atheist Witch, a podcast for witches or any curious minds to learn more about a non-theistic approach to witchcraft. I'm sharing my journey as I find my way between actively practicing witchcraft and navigating a non-theistic viewpoint. I will never present my or others' opinion as fact, and any positions represented in this podcast will be referenced accordingly. Please keep in mind that just like yours, my practice is ever evolving, and my stance may change over the course of this podcast. I'm always happy to discuss this or answer any questions. Please reach out to me on social media or email. Hello, and welcome to the third bonus episode of 2025, Beltane. I'm creating bonus episodes ahead of all 8 Sabbats this year to talk about the history and traditions of each Sabbat and describe how I celebrate them as an atheist witch. I'm recording this bonus series this year because I think a lot of non-theistic practitioners want to observe and celebrate the turning of the wheel and might appreciate some ideas for how to do that without invoking a deity or other supernatural entities. Beltane, or Beltane, is a cross-quarter day between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. It's usually celebrated from sundown on April 30th to sundown on May 1st. As always, I'll mention that our friends in the southern hemisphere may celebrate 6 months offset from the northern hemisphere to align with the seasons, which would put Beltane on November 1st instead of May 1st. Modern Beltane is based on the ancient Celtic festival Beltane, with influences from the ancient Roman festival of Floralia and other May Day celebrations from across Europe. Beltane is one holiday where we actually have a good amount of information on traditions because a lot of it has actually persisted into modern day. You may have heard of the Maypole, which was a pole erected in the center of town and decorated. In some traditions, other objects such as a bush were decorated or May dollies made and decorated to celebrate the season. Often these had deeper meanings. The Maypole is an obviously phallic symbol, and much of the tradition around Beltane has to do with fertility and growth. Beltane is derived from a word meaning bright fire, and it represented the beginning of summer to ancient Celts. The name may be derived from the ancient god Bel, or Belinus, who was himself associated with health and symbols of virility. Beltane is a true fire festival, when household fires were relit from community bonfires and other traditions and rituals centered around flame, such as the practice of driving livestock between 2 bonfires to keep them healthy and safe in the coming year. Water also features in Beltane traditions, and it's said that the dew of the May Day morning would enhance one's beauty and attractiveness. As a spring holiday, Beltane is associated with the bright colors of green, orange, red, and yellow, along with other symbols of prosperity like livestock animals, flowers, and bees. This is a time of year to encourage fertility and growth. Modern Beltane festivities are often playful and somewhat flirtatious. Many communities still dance around the maypole, weaving ribbons around the pole in an intricate pattern. As another fire festival, Beltane is often celebrated around a bonfire, even in a modern context. If a fire isn't possible, practitioners can get creative with candles or fireplaces. Beltane is a common time for rituals and spell work centered around fertility, love, and sex. Marriage or hand-fasting ceremonies might center around Beltane, or more established couples might renew vows or engage in other love rituals. I feel like I say this at every Sabbat, but Beltane is a wonderful time to get out and connect with the natural world, whether it's a long hike or just sitting outside. So how do I celebrate Beltane as an atheist witch? Well, this is a time for the foods of spring, featuring fresh peas, strawberries, and honey. A beautiful salad of fresh greens and other spring vegetables is definitely on the menu, as well as oatcakes, which are traditional in Scotland. I might also have to bake up some honey cakes for my honey as well. I also love to feature mint in my Beltane meal, whether that's a mint jelly with lamb or just mint chip ice cream. It will surprise no one to learn I will have a fire pit on this festival day. There are lots of rituals that center around the fire at Beltane, but I don't think I'll be leaping over my backyard fire pit. Beltane being a traditional time for love and sex magic, my husband and I usually practice together on this Sabbat. I won't go into too much detail here, but we do take the opportunity to renew our dedication to one another. My Beltane altar features bright colors and flowers or other greenery to evoke the spring season. I'll be spending some time in meditation at my altar this year to consider my personal growth and how to ensure the figurative fertility of the summer ahead. As always, I encourage any and every practitioner to find ways to make Beltane your own. What does fertility mean in the context of your own life, and how would you like to celebrate that? Even if you're not able to light a fire or spend the day communing with nature, there are always ways for us to celebrate. Perhaps you can take a walk in a park and observe the changes in the natural world, or light a candle to represent the traditional bonfire. This concludes today's bonus episode. I wish you all a most happy Beltane in whatever way you choose to celebrate. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. The best way to support this podcast is to please like, subscribe, or leave a review. Follow or message me on Insta at anatheistwitch or email me your comments and questions at anatheistwitch@gmail.com.